So you're in the market for a Sky-Dweller. You've got a budget of 18 to 25 grand. Which model would you guys pick? The Sky-Dweller model, for you guys that don't know, was first produced in the precious metal version. So you had the solid gold and gold only. So the yellow gold, the white gold and the rose gold. It is the most complicated movement that Rolex produced. So it was actually only designed to be in the top end models. Much to the annoyance of all the buyers who were told by the ADs that they would not be releasing it in any lesser models in the steel or steel and golds. In front of me you'll see here I do actually have these variations, which I will talk about later in the video. But yeah, it was literally only rolled out for the precious metal models. So the Sky-Dweller lends itself to obviously flying, used for timing devices. It's also used for if you're on holiday. So there's actually a sub-dial in the Sky-Dweller model which you can use for the time at home. So the way you'd actually set this watch is to have the main hand set the time in the country that you're actually in, and the other sub-dial set in the country where you were. So at least you've got the two time variations, got one for where you are and one for where you've been. The reason why we see so many of these on the market is because it wasn't particularly one of their best selling models. They had a lot of the most complicated movement that Rolex does, the movements, on the shelf. What are they going to do with all these movements? They've mass produced them, they've got them all sat there. What they're going to do, they're going to have to design another model to sell all the movements, because the actual solid gold ones aren't selling. The desire and the appetite just wasn't there. So they had to introduce the lesser models, which is why you see them actually on the marketplace, purely because they had so many movements on the shelves. But yeah, I mean, the most popular ones we see are the steel versions. So the steel ones are definitely the most popular. The steel and gold, again, great value for money, which I'll discuss later in the video. But you know, the ones that we get asked for more and more really are the steel versions and the solid gold versions. So how much do the Sky-Dwellers cost? So there's two steel ones I've got here. So we've got the black dial and the blue dial. That retails at £12,800. The current market price for these, so the black one is 20k and the blue one is 25k. Both of these represent great value for money. The blue's much more sought after than the black, although the black is a stunning model on its own right, but the blue is one everybody covets, and you can see why. So these prices in the beginning of the year, this was a 32k watch and this was a 25k watch. So if you're looking at finding something of good value, then these are a good option for you at the moment. But definitely, you know, it's like Marmite, 50-50. You know, obviously some like the black, some like the blue, but in my opinion, we sell more blue than we do black. So they're both made out of stainless steel, and 90% of stainless steel. The bezels on these particular two are 18 karat white gold fluted, cast out of one piece of solid 18 karat white gold. They're both on the oyster bracelets, so they are a 42mm size watch, which is quite a decent size watch. They are slightly thicker case to what you'd get on a normal sports watch. So a normal sports watch would be about 41 now, the new ones, or the Batmans and the Pepsis, they're 40. So these are 42mm, so we do sell them some more of like the bigger gentleman, someone who likes the bigger watch, but also they have a bit more of a rounded case, so a bit more presence on the wrist. They're still extremely comfortable to wear, but they are a much bigger watch. So the fluted bezel in this particular model is the largest one that Rolex do on any model. So you've got your Datejust and what have you that have the fluted, but this, with it being on the Sky-Dweller, with the watch being quite a bit beefier in size, it is a much bigger bezel. So the bezel actually rotates on this particular model, which I'm not sure some of you guys will know, which is hence why it's the most complicated movement. But this particular one actually sets in 4 positions. So the way you'd actually do it is undo the crown, set it to the outside position, and then you'd rotate the bezel and you can set it into the different positions, which is, you know, really cool. That is the only one that Rolex do that actually has that feature. Also, it has the month feature on it, which again is very, very rare. When you actually set it in the setting, you'll see it goes around from 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock round to 12, and you'll see a little marker there, and every time it flicks over for the month, so you get to the 31st, it'll flick over to the next month, it'll actually move itself and it goes around where the actual luminous pattern markers are. So again, super cool. So yeah, really good value for money, really good size, and honestly, you should be buying them. So the other one we do need to talk about is the steel and gold one. You'll see sat in the middle. This comes in 3 dial variations. So we've got the white, the champagne and the black. We have the black one here. This again is the most popular dial. The white dial is the least popular. Not saying it's not an attractive watch, but is the least popular and carries less of a premium. Then it goes to champagne, that's the second popular, and then black is the most popular. So to give you an idea, this watch actually retails on the open market for around 19 to 20k. So, you know, I mean, you guys are thinking, well, hold on, there's precious metal in that. You know, you've got the gold through the bracelet. You know, it's more RRP than the steel ones. How come it has got a lesser retail price than that on the open market? It's just because most people do prefer steel watch. We do sell a lot of steel and gold watches, whether it be Daytonas or Sky-Dwellers, but most people do prefer steel watch, so can wear it in more occasions. Some people do think a steel and gold are a little bit too flashy. You know, it's such personal preference, but yeah, this is the black one. This is the most popular dial, and you can see why for a reason. So for you guys out there, I'm going to try each one on and show you how they look on the wrist, and then I'm going to also rank them in order of my favourites. I'm just going to pop the steel and gold black dial one on first. So as we said, this is the 42mm watch. Really good size for somebody with sort of 7¼ to 7½ inch wrist and above. Don't know if you guys can see there. It's got the stunning fluted bezel, the super nice black dial. Size wise for me, I'm about 7¼ to 7½, so as you can see size wise. Don't know if you can see you guys there. It looks really nice on the wrist. And it actually has the single folding safety clasp underneath here. Don't know if you can see that. And then if you just have a little profile look there, you should be able to see the thickness of the case. If you just want to have a look there, you'll be able to see the shape of the case, different to most sports watches. Kind of like teardrops down either side. It's got polished sides and it's got a nice shape to it, a nice thickness. In my opinion, great value for money. Okay, so then let's do the black dial, a steel one. So again, this is the steel version, 42mm black dial. Let you have a look there. Hopefully you can see it there. Again, really good combination. 42mm size. The bezel is 18 karat solid white gold, and it really does pop against the bezel. I'll just show you there, if you can see there, the size on the wrist. And then again underneath on the clasp, the single folding safety clasp. So let's do the last one. I've left it last for a reason, because in my personal opinion, it's my personal favourite, and you'll see why as soon as I pop it on the wrist, because the blue on this dial is absolutely stunning. Just have a look at that dial. It's got so many depths of colour in it. Such a deep blue. It reflects slightly different in different lights, but as you can see there, it has different shades of blue. Some lights it does actually look black, but majority, and especially in daylight, really pops. And against the Fluted, in my opinion, there's just no comparison. And you can see why it carries a £5,000 premium on the open market to the black one. Again, nothing wrong with the black, but just look at that dial. Absolutely stunning. Again, same clasp as the black. So yeah, that's it for me. There's only one winner. The way I'd rank them is, I'd put the black as my least favourite. That's the third. I'd then put the steel and gold black, because I genuinely do like that watch. I think it's a cracking watch. I think it's great value for money. That's definitely my second. And then first, it has to be the blue. And the blue, you can see there, that's my champion. That's my winner. And that's the one I would pick.